Hello. Jesus. It's one of those days. A little gloomy. Well, not a day. That's late. A gloomy night with some rain sprinkling. That is a good gym session. Just coming in when it's raining, leaving when it's dark, and still raining. Not as hard though, so that's a good thing. That's a good, so you can tell. This was a pretty good workout. I ain't gonna lie. I was irritated from the beginning, which shit happens. Like, you can't just be all happy-go-lucky all the time. If you are, I salute you. Because it is beyond difficult to be upbeat every single moment, every single point of the day. I salute you if you can do it. Now, the reason I was getting irritated at the beginning of the workout was because my earbuds decided to not work, which was the most annoying. So I had to deal with the gym music, which was pretty good today, so nothing to complain about. Just earbuds not working. That's really it. But it was a good gym session, a good old weightlifting upper body session without having to worry about much. So now I'm fucking ecstatic because I think I took a picture this month of my physique, and I think from what I remember, I'm way more muscular than I was when I first started this, which is crazy. Am I higher in body fat? Yeah, that shit happens. I could not stay at the same body fat and get bigger. I might have been able to. It might have been a lot longer. It might have took a way longer journey. Motherfucker, I'm getting interrupted by my own windshield wipers. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Like, if I stayed the same body fat the entire time, I don't think I would have made the same amount of muscle as I have now. I've only gone up maybe 2 or 3% from what I started, which is not that high. I don't think I was the lowest you could be at, but I was not where I felt the most energy either. That's the thing about, like, the thing that people don't understand is you bulk to the point where you have a ton of energy. Like, you're not sluggish because you're over, like, you're high in body weight, you feel tired, and you don't diet to the point where, like, if you're overweight, you don't diet to the point where you're feeling tired because of how little fat's on your body. No. What you do is you diet to where you're feeling energetic, feeling excited, or you bulk to that where you're not feeling sluggish, you feel fine, and you're happy with the way your physique looks. Because if you bulk to the point where you're unhappy with the way your physique is looking, you're like, fuck, it just looks like shit. Like, you're just, damn, I'm a fatso. Or, man, I miss my abs. You can diet. You don't have to keep bulking, man. You could actually just cut down to where you have abs again and just stay there. There's nothing in any literature or study that I have found that goes against being at a certain body fat percentage and not being able to grow muscle. I haven't seen any literature on that. There could be. I'm not lying. I haven't read every single study on like all types of training, but I have seen studies on if you get a leaner athlete with more muscle, they train better. Cool. That's amazing. The leaner and the more muscular an athlete is, the more likely they are to be more athletic, to be more centralized in their sport. But I'm really wishing there was more studies showing the over dieting of certain people, because one person that pops into my brain that seemed to be just fine at a very low body percentage was Tristan Lee. He's still very low compared to the average person, but he's not what he used to be. He's not 4% body fat anymore, from what I remember. From the last time I saw him, he was like 10%, if that, and like massive. So all I'm hearing is he was fine at like 4.3. But does that mean you'll be fine at 4.3? No. That dude was just a genetic anomaly. Not even like his siblings were as lean as he was, and as energetic as he was, and as like just all over the place. Like his siblings that he like, his videographer is the word I'm looking for. His videographer is one of his brothers, and he's not as lean as Tristan. And his other brother, who is bigger than Tristan, isn't as lean as Tristan. They all have very similar genetics, and yet only one of them has the genetic disposition to be very lean. Not many people are that lucky. Some people are severely unlucky, and they feel amazing at like 25, almost 30% body fat. Which, that sucks. But there is ways to get lower and still feel amazing. But it's something not a lot of people want to do. And that is cardio. Cardio can actually lower your set point of fat percentage. So let's say your genetic fat percentage for you to feel amazing at is 30%. Let's say you do a ton of cardio and you can actually drop to 20% body fat and still feel amazing because you're exercising a ton, so your body's using the fat storage that it's kept up. And the reason you're feeling good is because you're eating the same amount of calories, if not a little more, because of the cardio. So you're getting all the energy, it's just using it up. That's the fun thing about just doing cardio. That's the great thing about doing cardio. And you don't even have to like do the treadmill for cardio or the elliptical for cardio. There's many different cardios where you can do like, you can do like the rower. I know some gyms have the rope climb cardio machine where you just like yank on a rope. What the fuck? Oh, there you go. You heard of it. But like, you don't have to do bikes, you don't have to do the rower, you don't have to do the Stairmaster, you don't have to do you don't have to do the generic forms of cardio. As long as you're getting cardio in and getting your heart rate up, I don't care. It's all about move your body. Because the more cardio you do, the more likely you are to live longer, because of the genetic, because it's lowering your genetic set point of body fat percentage, and it's increasing the cardiovascular demand on your heart for a short period of time, making your body and your heart need to use different types of pathways to get oxygen to the brain and throughout the body. So you've got your main like arteries and veins that take oxygen and blood in, and then you've got minor, and your minor, the reason you don't use them as much is because they're not always really that much required. But when you do cardio, those major arteries and veins are being used up because they're pumping as much oxygen through your body as possible to keep you, not dying, because whatever's going on, you're pushing yourself. So what happens is it uses all the minor stuff because it needs to, and the more you do that, the more it gets used, and the more your body moves your heart and moves the blood more efficiently. And also doing stuff like fish oils can also help with that, because it can lower your HDL and increase your LDL. Your LDL is a good cholesterol in your body. That's the stuff you want. You don't really want your HDL to be very high, unless you're genetically prone to have a higher HDL. You can try your best to lower it, but if you were naturally 2 points away from normal, always, no matter what you do, even if you're taking a ton of fish oils, even if you're eating an amazing diet, you're not having a ton of fast food, you're having very little saturated fats, you're not eating a ton of red meat, you're having very lean proteins and stuff like that, and your HDL is still higher than normal, there's nothing you can do about it. And that's okay, but that is your genetic set point. That's you. That's normal for you. Now, if it starts to get higher than what's normal, that's when you have to worry. Because a lot of the times when people see their HDL and LDL are, their HDL is very high and their LDL is very low, and they're doing everything possible to raise their LDL, and they're trying to lower the HDL, and nothing's working, a lot of times they'll talk to their doctor about it, and the doctor will suggest a prescription of something to help with that, even though you've done everything possible except for taking medication for this to help with it. Maybe you just have a genetic set point to have higher HDL than normal. That's okay. But as long as you are healthy on every end, your body is very healthy to the point where it's nice and good for you, I don't see a point in you needing to worry about that. Now, if your HDL is high and your LDL is low because of being overweight, that's when you need to start worrying. Because since you are overweight, and overweight is anything above 20% body fat. That is what is considered overweight. Anything above that. And then I think it's after 35 you're considered obese. Anyways. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Anyways, if your HDL and LDL, or your HDL is high and your LDL is lower than reference, and you are overweight, the reason you need to worry is because, remember when I was talking about how putting your heart in a little bit of stress every single day for 30 minutes and making it pump harder than normal Well, that helps, because then it gets back to its normal heartbeat and its normal range. The problem with being overweight is it's like putting a ton of extra mass and extra like weight on top of your body all the time, where your heart is pumping harder and it never gets rest. Even when sleeping, it's still pumping harder, because there's so much weight on it, on your chest, that it's having to push blood as hard as possible through your body to make sure you're alive. Same thing with your lungs. That's why a lot of people who are overweight have trouble breathing. Technically, obesity is a respiratory disease. So it's a disease that prevents you from having the best ability to breathe. Now,